Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to take a brief look at all the Vandas and see how they're doing at the beginning of fall 2025. How are your Vandas doing in your collection actually right now? I think a lot of us might be having a whole bunch of blooms started, or at least the spikes should be coming along. Right now in my collection, I have made the transition from the Vandas being outside to being inside. Now I'm going to have the long struggle of actually keeping them hydrated over the winter. So even though I have mine potted, if I don't keep up with the watering, I can have root desiccation starting or actually continuing in the winter. So I have to pay attention to my roots. These roots, usually I soak my roots and wind them back into the pot. I did not take the opportunity this year because I was basically hands off with my plants over the summer. So yeah, I had some roots growing where I didn't really want them to grow, which is outside of the pot. Anyway, at some point I might just soak it and wind them back around into the pot. This is not a miniature Vanda, by the way, if anybody's wondering. This is just a young Vanda Batram. It has not yet bloomed. Let me look down in it. You know, Batram can actually bloom at this size. I've had one of my Batrams bloom that early. I've grown Batram before. I had a really big one and I used to grow it bare rooted, and I sold it. This was a tiny cake and I kept it, and yeah, that's what I have. Anyway, so in my collection, here's what's going on with the Vandas during fall. You know, this guy. This is a rarer Vanda. What was this one called again? I really need to put this one's name. I tend to ignore it because it hasn't bloomed and I kind of just don't pay attention to it. Let me get the name. It is Pumila. I don't really see many people growing this little mini Vanda. It bloomed once, literally once for me, and then it never wanted to bloom again. I do think I'm giving it insufficient light when it's indoors. Because it's so small, I tend to tuck it away from the light source, and that might be the issue. It does not like being that dark. And I have burnt it over the summer. Yes, it's... Well, oh, I kept wondering what that was. It's the leaf of my cymbidium getting in the way. Good Lord. Yeah, so that's not doing anything. Let's move along. So, my other Vandas. Looking at them, I'm seeing the spikes starting for the winter season. Nothing on this guy yet. Nothing on this guy yet. But as you can see, this is when you have to start paying attention to your roots. For all of you who have potted your Vandas, pay attention to the roots. You will start to have it desiccate when they're going from being outside to inside, where they're not getting that constant rain anymore. Or you could just quickly put your hose down on the thing. You can't do that anymore. So that's when you're gonna start seeing them begin to dry out. Here, once they're inside, is where they tend to get water. For me, once a week or so. If the temperatures drop in the greenhouse, where, as I said, this greenhouse of mine is a single pane greenhouse out on a open 3 seasons room with one sheet of bubble wrap around it and a blanket on the top of it and this one heater. So when we're in the 20s outside, there's times when I have this greenhouse at like 38 degrees. 37 in the 40s. These plants that are in my collection, yes, all these Floridian Vandas, I take them down into the 30s, and it is not the best thing for them, but that's what I do. And they've actually acclimated to it. I wouldn't tell other people to do that, but mine have spent several seasons getting used to the temperatures in here. Anyway, so what's going on now? As you can see, we have spikes starting in all the mature Vandas in my collection. This one's bloom spike is actually finally dying, so I don't think it's gonna bloom anytime soon. It might not bloom at all over the winter. This here is my Komari. Can I get it in the frame? It's just starting to open up its flowers. Oh, it's so dark. Yeah, just... Oh my goodness. That was my light. It just fell down into my hands. Let me fix that real quick. Okay, yeah, I had to fix that. My light just came tumbling down. I'm going to make some more adjustments to my lighting system in here. Today is a dark day, and in here looks dark. So yeah, that's the Vanda Komari actually in bloom, just starting to open up. We have some buds at the tip here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 unopened, and about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14 flowers just opening up. They are that dark. It is very dark this year. I left it out in the cold and it bloomed in the colder weather. So the flowers are super dark. Yeah. We have my little Cattleya walkeriana still in bloom, smelling gorgeous. Okay, so here we have, is this my Lamellata varboxali? This should be, yeah. Here's the spike. I have a seed pod here. That one is also spiked. This Holcoglossum cross is starting to spike as well. My Denisoniana cross Neophinitia falcata has 1, 2, 3 spikes. One is already blooming. Guys, the strong fragrance on this. I tell you, man, if you're really into the strong scented Vandas, try and find you a Vanda Denisoniana cross Neophinitia falcata. This plant is totally worth growing. Here's my Vanda Ocean Storm crossed Marillii. I had said numerous times that this plant is not fragrant. Lo and behold, this time, this is about my 3rd, 4th, 5th. Good grief, how long have I had this? You know, one of these days I need to write the dates on my tags. Probably have this for like 4 or 5 years. Rarely do I even detect anything. This time, it has a beautiful, powdery, sweet fragrance. Now, Marillii is like sugary, so that must be what is the undertone I'm picking up here. It's beautiful. So this is an Ocean Storm crossed Marillii, and I think it's called Raise. What is it called now? They changed the name to Raise something. Yeah, Raise Starstruck. Raise Starstruck. Ocean Storm cross Marillii. There. Yeah. Beautiful, guys. Beautiful. Dynamite. Anyway, here's this plant here has never bloomed for me before. When I tell you I'm growing a bunch of tiny Vandas, that's the size. So this is Vanda Arjuna crossed. What is that down in the pot? Arjuna crossed. Oh my gosh, what is it? I'd have to break the root to see this. I had to figure this out one day. Yeah, so anyway, this thing is just now for the first time since growing it since a baby blooming for me, so I'm super excited. My Vanda Motes Multiverse over there, this tiny thing. Let's see if it's doing anything. I don't expect anything. And there's nothing there. Okay. This other little Motes one, not doing anything. Oh, this over here. We got a spike. That's a, that plant. It is so grossly spotted. Some wheel cross Denisoniana. Yeah, we got a spike there. This is one of my favorites, and I recently started to grow it again. Varicorn cross Marillii is really young, so I don't expect to see anything. That's barely, yeah. Too young. What is this big guy? Who are you again? Who are you again? This is my... Why? I actually thought this was my other Vanda, and it's not. this is my Lamellata barboxale. Oh, so this must have been the Kalihi Beauty over here. That's in spike. So this is my Lamellata. It has this spike and this one here. So we have two. Yeah. This little baby down here is not going to be doing anything. Craig Scanlon, Tessellata cross Whitey. Yeah, I don't expect anything. It's really, really, really young. So, yeah. Up here, let me move on over. Ooh-wee. Up. Here we go. This is my Moats Mindful. It has also spiked, as you can see right there. And this is my Vanda Memorial Holland Tan, which dried its flowers over the summer, so I don't really expect anything anytime soon. Its babies are looking great in the pot, and if anything was gonna come, I think it would come around January. Maybe. I do need to cut the dried spikes. Didn't get to it. And this is another one of my Moats plants. Moats Hot Mama Cross Hot Chocolate. Nothing on it yet. I don't expect it to bloom right now. Very young plant. So anyway, that's what the Vandas are doing. Here you could see this one is just now starting to put down roots in the pot. My roots are the big fat ones that are coming along. You can see these nice green root tips on all the Vandas. They are doing well in their pots, like all of them. Now this is not telling enough. As winter goes on, that's when the struggle to keep them moist actually comes along. At that point, I would suggest anyone growing in pots in winter, if you have them inside, find a bucket where you can sit the pot in, allow the water to come up to at least, almost the top of the pot, and sit your Vandas in it once a week or once every 10 days or so. And if you can get them to have a nice soak, they will hold on to that moisture a lot better. So say for instance you had a little vacation and you wanted to go and be away for 2 weeks. Yeah, I would definitely sit your Vandas in there in the water for like 2 weeks. For like hours, 8 hours overnight, literally. And let it stay there and soak. And you will be able to leave your plants, trust me, for like a week, even 2. And they'd be fine. Because I've done it before. In winter, especially when the light is lower and the temperatures are cooler, you actually can get away with less watering. What's happening here? Oh, what's happening here? Why does that look like that? I don't know what that is. Anyway, yeah, so don't worry about it, especially when the temperatures start to drop. Do not be watering your Vandas every single minute when the temperatures drop. You don't want to encourage rot, okay? And this goes for any of your plants. I seemingly underwater in this greenhouse, like some people have said, oh, you need to water more. But the thing is, when the temperatures are dropping as low as they drop in here, you don't want the plants sitting wet. If the light is lower and the temperatures are lower,